Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm here to share this very Versailles card with you. So let me set this aside and we'll get to the creating. To start, we're going to use the very Versailles stamp set, and I have the background script and a piece of Whisper White and a piece of scrap paper here. Let me grab my Pool Party ink pad and ink this up. I like to tap my ink onto the stamp rather than tapping my stamp into the ink. You are much less likely to get halos that way. And you can see that everything is well inked. And I'm just filling the whole layer with this background script. Okay, let's move these out of the way. Next, we're going to add the little border piece in Magenta Madness. And let's set that over there and see what we can do about making this kind of straight. Again, I'm going to start just off the edge. You could always set this up in your Stamparatus. Okay, let's move this piece aside. And next I have this kind of Baroque medallion piece, and I want to ink that in Pool Party. And then let's close up a couple of these ink pads and grab my memento and the sentiment. Okay, and then next I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to spritz the back using my Stampin' Spritzer and some alcohol. The alcohol will not make your ink run, and then I'm going to emboss this with the subtle embossing folder, and I'll be right back. So next we need to fussy cut this little Baroque medallion, and we're going to turn our paper and move the scissors around. You can leave a wider border. You can come right up to the edge of the details. You can leave a narrow border. I'm giving it just a little bit of a wiggle around in some of the detail just to give it a little more shape. Yours could be more rounded, oval, and just not come in as close. Just remember, whichever style of fussy cutting you decide to do, you want to keep the paper moving, and you'll notice that my scissors don't really open and close much. They're just making little micro movements. I guess that's redundant, little and micro. And I'm just going to come back in here and cut in this little space and come just a little closer to some of this detail, because that's the way I want it. That does not have to be the way that you want it to be. Okay, and then we have our piece here that's, let's see if you can, there we go. That kind of shows that subtle embossing folder. It's just a nice soft texture on there. And I've got my sentiment that was cut with a Stitch So Sweetly die. And then let's grab our card pieces. I've got a basic black mat and a card base in Pool Party, and I've got this Baroque medallion again, and I'm going to just ink the top part of it and stamp down here in the corner of my inside layer. And then I'm going to take this basic black strip. Decorating the inside of your cards is super easy if you save those little scrap cut-off pieces that we all have when we cut our matting layers. And I find they're perfect for adding a little something to the inside of a card. Okay, and that was multi-purpose glue. And let's just give this an all-over rub. And let's start and build our layers here. So the Whisper White, if I didn't mention earlier, was cut to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then the basic black is a standard layer size of 4 by 5 1/4. And it just gives a lovely narrow accent mat that way. Okay, and I've got black dimensionals, and I like those on the back of a black layer or dark layer because they don't you don't have the white dimensionals kind of screaming at you like wearing a black dress and then you've got a white slip hanging out the bottom. Okay, and pull all of these pieces off. And then, let's see, almost there. So, line this up with your grid paper. You can find grid paper in my Stampin' Up store. And you're just going to check that 3 sides are okay, and then this bottom one will take care of itself. And then I'm going to use a piece of this Forever Gold specialty designer paper, and I want this little delicate leafy piece here. Make sure I haven't taken 2 of those. And let's add dimensionals to the back of this piece. And I've got one of the square vellum doilies. I don't know if you've seen these yet. And I'm just going to dot on a little multi-purpose glue. I'm not worried about going all the way out to the edges. Again, I'm going to line this up with my grid paper. And this gives just another subtle layer of detail. And let's pull this off. And I need to add just a spot or two of glue to the back of this. Let's flip this over. Okay. There we go. And let's grab, I think I want mini dimensionals on the back of this because I'd like dimensionals out here on the edge. And I am going to use 4 of these minis so that we've supported the sentiment all the way around. Oop. There we go. And that's going to sit right in here. And then let me move a couple of these things out of the way. And since subtle is kind of the name of the game with this card, we're going to accent with some of the elegant faceted gems. And I'm going to use the clear ones. And they're great because they're here, but not too much here. Okay, and there we have it, our very Versailles card. Thanks for stopping by. This was Sara Levin, the Artful Inker of theartfulinker.com. Give this video a thumbs up, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell if you'd like to be notified of my next video. Have a great day. Bye.